OC. Life is a funny thing, but the joke's on me. It's true. Time flies and the seats ain't cheap, but I still purchased a ticket anyhow and I peep. Trying to find a new balance. Shoe size 10.5. In other words, no small feet. Funny, gotta use my energy to find my cheeks. So gossiping, safe to say it's not my cup of tea. Not releasing any music was not my intention. First it was clear, but like Wanda kinda lost the vision. But when I drop, I don't miss. Pay attention. You know I show up every time, got perfect attendance. Parents the one that showed me Christ, and what a decision. The irony that through my genes I found true religion. Now the fruits of their labor have come to fruition. I'm just glad you listened. It's been too long. Far too long. I ain't even gonna lie. I was going through my songs earlier and I ain't dropped my last single. My last single I dropped was like November. It's been far too long. My apologies. Jazz. Alright, so boom. The big coming Carlos said he had a late pregame and I could pull up on him. Tryna roll. For real? Bet. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up. Hey. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Hey. Catch a vibe, come and meet the team. Come and kick it with your fave 3. Chop it with us, come and join the stream. Trust me, y'all, it's must see. It's a culture party if you partaking. Hottest podcast, it ain't no debating. It's ringing off cause it's so engaging. Let's keep it y'all. You won't find this on no other page. This kind of talk, this kind of cloth right here is tailor-made. What up, love? Tryna have fun, we the plug then. It's for the people so the culture win. Need an outlet, then tap in. Come tap in. We keep it fresh with the content. We even got Bash Stop from Carolina Blitz. And Shot from P&P, they're a perfect fit. Cause what's the point of a pregame if it ain't lit? It's lit.
Yo, welcome back to the pregame. We lit, we live. Come catch a vibe, and while you at it, like, comment, and subscribe. Vashti, what's good with you?
Hey,
how you doing?
I'm here.
I feel that. Look, I still got the happy Monday on there. That's what kind of week it's been. Hold on, we got our boy in. What up, Shot?
Good, y'all. What's good?
What's good with you, man? How you doing? How's everything your way?
Chilling, man. Busy, but we good.
I feel that, man. Look, we weren't here last week. Thank y'all for pulling up on us. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Twitter. We're live on YouTube. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you never miss when we go live. So you already know I'm gonna ask what everybody pulling up with. Let's start off with you, Shot. What you pulling up with this week?
Man, I'm happy, bro. I'm just chilling, man. Gratitude, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Hey, all good here, bro. I ain't got no complaints.
I feel you. I ain't talked to you since you've been back from Germany, bro. How was that?
It was great. It was good, great times, amazing times.
Okay. What about you, Vashti?
I don't know. I'm here.
Look, if I was a betting man, how many times you gonna say I'm here on it? I'll be a rich man.
That's a triumph for me. You gotta understand.
I feel that.
So for me to pull up at all, it's period. Like not just here. Like sometimes showing up is the fact that you showed up is a triumph in and of itself. So
nah, you're absolutely right about that. First off, I think I saw this on your IG story. I think it looked like your mom was honored this week. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That was dope. Like that's Black history. We need to highlight her. Shout out to Mama Blitz. I think was she the first? Can you tell the audience what was that? What was
My
about?
mom integrated Winthrop. It's
So
That's
dope.
dope.
crazy to believe that we are one generation away from segregation, but is it really that crazy given recent events? Yeah, my mom was the first Black. At the time, it was an all women's college, but she was the first Black student accepted, and then the first Black student, along with one other Black girl, to live on campus and be undergrad and all that stuff. Yeah,
that's dope.
That's so dope. That's amazing. That's amazing. Worth being celebrated. So shout out to her. And just part of Black history. I think that's so dope. And shout out to you for pulling up and showing being support. First off, you're getting a lot of love in the chat. You know what I mean? Like getting a lot of love.
Take that down. Thank you.
Shots is being shot.
Look, it's getting cold outside.
Thank you, Everyday Gaming 98. Don't make me blush. I gotta keep it gangster on here.
Hey, you know what that is, Shy. It started getting cold. Homecoming pass. You feel me? Like ladies trying to get along. You know what I mean?
Stop.
Hey, you told them to shoot. They just doing what you told them to do.
But remember we talked about last time, Shy. After you shoot, what you got to do?
You gotta get back on defense, bro.
You gotta get back on defense, bro.
Y'all gotta
listen. Y'all gotta listen, man. Look, I'm pulling up with so much joy. It's been we weren't here last week. It was a long week for your boy. But I got to do some pretty dope stuff last week. We had it was our all employee meeting at my job. We had 1,400. We flew in 1,400 people. And I got a chance to get on stage with an icon. I got some pictures I'll show in just a minute. So, yeah, bro.
Don't undersell, bro. Not only did you get a chance to interview, you spitting bars with him. Like come on, bro. Like
it was dope. It was
that
dope,
was fire, bro. That was fire. Congratulations on that, man.
Appreciate you, man. It was a lot of hard work, a lot of research. I got a chance to meet Rev Run in the back, and that was my first time meeting him before. And I wasn't like my biggest thing, and I'm going to interview somebody on stage in front of 1,400 people. Like I want to catch the vibe. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how everything is, how he is, all those different things. And he's from New York, so you're not gonna get much from him. You know what I'm saying? It's not that Southern hospitality where it's like, hey, I'm happy to be here. Just like, yeah, I'm chilling, this, that, and the third. And so I was like, all right, cool. He asked me what questions I wasn't gonna ask, so I kind of sat down with him and kind of went over the questions and all that. And he was like, yo, let's just have fun. So I was like, cool. And so I don't know if it's gonna play, but I did have the video here, but basically that's just us on stage kind of like rapping. Was not expecting that to happen at all, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm a student of the game. I love rap, I love music, and especially hip-hop. And so like for me to talk about, oh yeah, Suck MC is my song, and I just start saying one line and he just started rapping with me, I thought that was dope. And then we got on stage and we did Tricky as well, so I thought that was pretty dope. Full of energy though, man. That was his birthday, he just turned 60. And so to be on stage with him and just kind of rapping and doing all that, and he signed my shoe, my Adidas, so I got to put that in the office and all that stuff. So it was just a dope experience, bro. Like I was not expecting a surreal moment. And he was telling me like when we got off stage, him and his manager was like, "Yo, that's one of the best interviews we had." And so I'll take that, man. Like it was just a dope feeling.
You know what I want to know?
Talk to me.
What's the appearance fee? Give us the real tea, Carlo. Cut all the other stuff. Very dope.
How much?
I want to know what Reverend Run, because I've seen him at a couple of places with like companies. So I know that's a thing that he's doing. Yeah. What's the appearance fee? Can you share?
He signed NDA, bro. He can't.
I can. We can talk afterwards. Okay. It's up there though.
I was here. I meant to ask you like off the air, but I gotta keep it funky. That's what I wanted to know.
I appreciate you keeping it funky, all the way funky. But yeah, it was we could talk offline for sure.
Yeah, okay.
I got you. I'll let you know. But it was I was like, yo, I wish I was a speaker. maybe I'm in the wrong profession because
they're getting paid. I know he was doing something with Coca-Cola recently, and I was like, I wonder how much they paid him to do this. It's like,
no, they getting paid out here. So yeah, but shout out to Red. He was so dope, man. Like I'm gonna talk to my company and see if I can post the whole video on the channel so y'all can check it out and everything. But it was a dope interview, man. It was like maybe 20-30 minutes long. But we went through his whole life, some of his top. I kind of threw in top 5, but we did top 3 songs. But I didn't say it was from the podcast, but I got that. Talked about his legacy, music he listened to now, Run's house, all the different things, man. So it was a dope conversation, and just felt like I was talking to one of my homies. So it was really dope. So shout out to him. All right, so Vashta, we went to homecoming. Look, let me tell you about homecoming. So I was excited about homecoming, and I told myself I was gonna find Vashta and we was gonna take a picture, all those different things. And what had happened was I took an Uber because I knew it was gonna be the traffic and all that stuff. So I took an Uber and I left my phone in the Uber. And so shout out to my lovely wife, because I used one of my
started too early.
No, I just literally I had all my stuff, and the Uber driver was, I don't know why she wanted relationship advice, but she saw I was married and all those different things. She was like, well, so I'm sitting there talking to her. I didn't want to talk. So I'm sitting there like, yeah. So I'm trying to get out the car quick, and I left my phone. But one of my old heads, shout out to my dog, he gave me the phone. I text my wife and all those different things. Got my phone back maybe like 30-45 minutes later, but I was just happy after that. So I didn't run into Vashta. But did you have a good time?
No.
You had a great time.
No.
You did not? For real?
I'm going to say I saw a TikTok video today, and there was this guy. He was apparently, I don't know how popular he is, but he went to all of the homecomings, and he was ranking all of the homecomings. He went to Jiho, and he said Jiho was about, it was more like a fashion show. It wasn't about vibes. He said he went to Central. He said they were shooting up Central, so it wasn't very good. He didn't like that part. He said he went to Winston-Salem State. He did like Winston-Salem State. He said in the thing that he was only ranking HBCU homecomings. Then last, he said, I went to UNC Charlotte. He said, that's the only PWI I'm including in HBCU homecomings. He said Charlotte's homecoming was the best homecoming that he went through all season, homecoming season. He said it was like a big cookout. Everybody was hanging. The vibes were good. Nobody was acting pretentious. He said the women looked good. He said he had the most fun at Charlotte's homecoming. So I want to shout out UNC Charlotte.
Come on.
Love amongst, usually people talk about homecomings when it comes to PWIs, but Charlotte is starting a little trend. It was lit. I was a little too lit. So the night ended very early for me.
Sha, you want to say anything before I go?
No, I don't want to say anything.
I see the hate.
It's no hate. It's no hate. I hate that we have to even, do a comparison. Like y'all had a good time. Respect to UNC Charlotte, man. Like, listen, all jokes aside, in all seriousness, like UNCG also had a great homecoming. Like their homecoming is great too. And I think we got to stop. Jiho is Jiho. Like it's a whole different thing. Right, you go to Jiho, it's an experience.
That's
right.
And
I don't want anybody to compare their homecoming because it's tough. It's tough. But salute, y'all have fun, and I was gonna pull up. I was actually gonna pull up because our guys had just crossed, and I was gonna pull up over there, man. So yeah, I mean, yeah. So
I wasn't comparing. Cool. I just was sharing what the guy said on TikTok. That's it.
Yeah, but you shared a comparison, and you brought up. Yeah, I mean,
I shared it because the assumption is that, and I've even gotten it. PW, y'all don't really have homecomings. Y'all have, they don't. There is a misnomer, and I get it. I understand the whole homecoming with HBCUs it's different, but Charlotte is creating their own little thing, and I think it's a beautiful. It was nice to see.
It was. I will say it was dope to watch. I think like this is probably one of the better ones for me. All I did was I didn't do any parties. I just literally did the tailgate this year, and that was it. And so I enjoyed myself with that. It was good to see the vibe. It was just everybody was chill. Nobody was acting up. Nobody was doing the most. It was just a nice vibe. So shout out to everybody. I think the spot, even because everybody was nervous because we moved locations last year, and everybody was like, it's not going to be the same, but it was
way better.
Yeah, I actually like it, and it's easy.
Somebody
to see
said
everybody.
They got us in the cut. Nobody can see us, and I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah,
I'm fine with not being
easier. It's easier to see everybody. It's easier to walk around. Easier to go to different tents.
It's more. I mean, you get to see the people that you hung out with on campus and on the yard. So it was like, it's very localized. It's fine. I'm perfectly fine with it. You can really drive around the perimeter of campus and not even know all those Black people are huddled on that lawn, and I'm cool with it.
That's real. Speaking of that, did y'all do the starting lineup? If not, we can skip. Did y'all have y'all top 5?
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't have nothing necessarily prepared.
Don't do what I did. Don't not eat and drink.
Yeah, you gotta eat. You gotta eat.
Because you're gonna be sitting up in the parking lot looking stupid.
You gotta eat.
You gotta hydrate a week ahead. That's the deal.
I hydrated, but I did not eat. I only ate breakfast, and it just.
So how about this? What we'll do? We'll save. So basically, what our top 5 was, chat. We were going to do a top 5 of homecoming do's and don'ts. Right. Let's save it for next year. Let's save it for before homecoming season, and we'll give the do's and don'ts for next year. Is that cool? Cool. All right. So we will go right into the content. We got a lot to talk about, so we're going to jump right into it. First things first is there's been some chatter around basically Deion Sanders, who is the Colorado University's head coach. Michael Irvin came out and basically is recruiting him to come to the Cowboys. And he's saying that there's rumors that he would come to the Cowboys, but only if Shedeur Sanders gets drafted. As I see, I'm just telling you, look, you know how Cowboys fans are. They are the Lulu for real. You think Panthers fans are bad. Cowboys fans are the Lulu. But Michael Irvin's come out and said, like, I have good sources to say that that's a high possibility. Even though they just recruited Julian Lewis, who was who's a number 2 quarterback. He flipped to Colorado today, which is good news, which kind of says a lot about, Deion Sanders not coming. But what are your thoughts on this particular piece? I know that we've seen like LeBron and Bronny go into the league. Is that something that you would like to see, or you think that Deion should stay where he's at? Let's start off with Shot.
Yeah, I respect Deion if he decided to jump up and Shedeur becomes a Cowboy. I think that's dope. Like, I don't know that it's going to happen, but I could certainly see it happening. Nobody saw him flipping from Jackson State to Colorado when it happened. And, so you never know with these things. Now, I do find it interesting that, like you just said, they did get a guy to flip who just committed like yesterday or today or whenever he committed. So that you would think would, all right, Deion going back. But I could certainly see a scenario if Shedeur goes to the Cowboys. I can certainly see Deion moving up and making that thing happen. They're not looking good. The Cowboys aren't looking good right now. McCarthy's probably going to be on his way out if all thing goes to crap. So the opening will be there. If it happens, I can certainly see Deion coming to the NFL for the Cowboys specifically.
Okay, Vashti. Talk to me.
I'm still blocked on Twitter, so I have no comment.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. She said, "All right, so no Deion."
No, in all seriousness, I really don't care though. In all seriousness, but I guess
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't think
honestly, for whatever reason, I'm just not. I love to see father-son combos. This one doesn't inspire me like the whole LeBron Bronny thing, but best of luck.
You think it doesn't inspire you as much because Deion's not playing currently?
Probably. I mean, I think it's. I think they're different. I think they're different storylines. What'd he say?
He said neither is Bronny. Bronny ain't playing either.
But his daddy is at a high level.
High level. No, he balling. He balling for sure.
So,
I give Bronny.
But I also am not. I would not put any money on it that Deion stays in Colorado. I always felt that Colorado was a stepping stone. Just like I always felt like Jackson State was a stepping stone, and it was. And Colorado is a stepping stone. I thought it was a stepping stone for Florida State. I think Deion probably is better suited for the college game.
Agreed.
Given his persona, given how he likes to be the star, likes the attention, and that is more in line with the college game. And so I that's what I always thought off rip. So the whole him to Dallas Cowboys, if it happens, it's a great story. I don't know how successful he'll be. I think he'd be really successful at Florida State if that comes open. So I can see him taking one of those high profile SEC jobs. I'm not sure about the pro ranks.
No, I completely agree. Not to beat a dead horse here. I think that his personality, he's even said he likes to coach young men. And he feels as though that he wouldn't be a great NFL coach because these people are getting paid X amount of money, and the way that he motivates these young men won't work with NFL players. So I think he should stay. I don't think that he should follow Shedeur. I think once Shedeur leaves, we'll really get to see. I think he's going to be even better coach than when his sons are in the league. I think that you have to coach. You're coaching a bit different when your sons are on a team. I think that we'll really see the type of coach he really is once Shedeur and Shiloh are gone. That's just my opinion. All right. So can we pod real quick? Because I think this is something we need to talk about. Are y'all open can we pod? Because this man might have just fumbled a big bag. So first things first, I want to say Mike Tomlin, the Ravens played the Steelers last week. Mike Tomlin was in a press conference. They asked him about Deontay. He said, we got bigger fish to fry. That's basically what he said in a very, very professional way. It's like, we ain't worried about him. We know about him. We ain't worried about him. Our attention's on bigger players. And then recently this week has been a article came out. Todd Monken, who is the offensive coordinator for the Ravens, basically said, we're having a hard time getting Deontay Johnson on the field because we have basically better players, and he is basically an insurance, and this is his words, an insurance policy for Zay Flowers. So with somebody who is left being wide receiver 1 for the Carolina Panthers, who is getting force-fed targets, now you have left on your Dennis Schroeder vibes, betting on yourself, and now you're an insurance policy on a team that doesn't necessarily need you. They just got you because the Panthers had a great deal and you couldn't pass up on it. Vasha, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on this? And did he fumble a big bag? Is this Dennis Schroeder from the LA Lakers when he had that deal for $60 million and said, you know what, I'm gonna bet on myself and didn't take it? Is this that type of vibe?
I'm not sure. I don't know if Deontay, if he would have stayed with the Panthers, how much better things would have been or how much worse they would have been. When they traded for him, what they traded for him, couldn't have expected him to be a prime target. So I don't know if the bag has been fumbled. I mean, what he's put out there is what he's put out there. Right now, he's not getting targets at all, right?
No.
Here, he might have been able to show a little bit. But
I mean, he had a season high. He had his career high in receiving yards here.
He certainly fumbled the bag, yo. This dude. My bad, Vash. I didn't mean to cut you off, but he certainly fumbled his bag. Like he went from wide receiver 1 to being an insurance policy. He was on pace to put up some numbers, depending on who the quarterback was, right?
Yeah,
obviously, that's important. That is important, right? But if things were kept going the way they were going, I think he would at least been in conversation to get something. Now you're on a contract year being an insurance policy. Nobody's going to look at you the same way when you could have potentially put up close to 1,000 yards here if you stayed in Carolina. He was on that pace. It would have certainly I think would have happened had he stayed.
Yeah.
But so I think he fumbled the bag for sure. And I mean, listen, it, I think I'm trying not to look at this from a Carolina Panthers perspective because I'm like,
Yeah.
man, what does that say about us? You know what I mean? Like that's where my brain goes. Is like, man, this dude is an insurance policy. He was our one. What does that
Yeah.
say about the Panthers? But we straight. You know, what I mean, we good. So I ain't really worried about it. But it's very interesting for Deontay though. For
Yeah.
real, he definitely fumbled the bag here.
I feel bad for him. Not really. I don't feel bad for him, but part of me is like, dang, like I think he's had a bad rep with being a locker room cancer. We don't know, and reason I'm saying bad rep is because we don't know what goes on in there. We only hear from what people are saying. We don't know the truth. There's three sides to the story, right? But he comes over here, then gets traded, and you can tell he's wanting to do well this year because he knows he wants to get paid. Like he even had a celebration here at Carolina scoring and was like, "Yo, pay me." Like he did that celebration. I could pull up videos to show you. But then you leave and now you're not getting any targets. And people are going to, you know how companies are. And we all talk about this on the pod of like being player first type of people.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're going to get into that meeting negotiation. They're going to say, well, Deontay, you don't have any targets for the last couple of weeks. And, people are seeing you as an insurance policy. We can't pay you wide receiver one numbers because you aren't getting wide receiver one targets. And it's tough. It's tough. So whoever his agency is, whoever said yes, this is the right thing you should do, he should reconsider and look elsewhere.
Well, I think it's important to understand, like, he does not control one, where he's traded to, two, if he's traded at all. I don't know if from what I understand, he didn't come out and ask for a trade, but he wasn't happy with how things were in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just put it like that.
Yeah.
So he didn't come out and say, you need to trade me, but he also wanted to be in an offense that was more efficient. And he was vocal about that.
Mm.
So, when a team decides to trade you, they don't go to the player or the player's agent and say, these are the trade options we have on the table. We're going to give you, what do you think is better? No, they're going to send you to whomever is going to give them the best deal once they've already made the decision to trade. And he's going to a contender, but a contender that already has a wide receiver 1 and a wide receiver 2.
But at the same time, though, you should be considering those circumstances before you cop twos about where you at. Like you gotta all that needs to come into play. You know what I mean? In the way you handle yourself, on in and around the locker room. Like if I know this is my best opportunity to get a bag, hey bro, I might need to just hey, get to it before I find myself in a worse situation. That's kind of how he backed himself into it. So again, I understand there's a lot of politics and he can't control it, but he can certainly control the way he's handling himself on the way out is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I just felt like if he, like you said, depending on the quarterback and all those different things, he could have stayed here, got force-fed targets, produced, had the numbers to get a potential multi-year contract either here or elsewhere. But I think now he probably didn't want to come back here, so Panthers were like, we need to get something from him, which is smart as a front office. But two, like now it seems as though, and I could be completely wrong, but it seems as though he's going to have to do a prove it deal. A 1-year prove it deal next year. So it's just interesting to see. I think he needs a higher agent like this person's agent, Daniel Jones, who has signed a crazy deal, but now has gone from the starting quarterback for the New York Giants to QB4. There are reports that came out that said that he was playing safety today during practice, which is wild. Now it's just been thing I can't talk. There has been a thing going on in Panthers Twitter around Bryce being a Slim Reaper, right? Or the Grim Reaper, if you will, around like anybody he plays, something has happened, right? So it goes from who started it? It wasn't the Raiders, it was the Saints, and then Dennis Allen getting fired this year, and then now this happened, and now Daniel Jones has lost his position. What are your thoughts on this? And do you think that they're doing this to tank for a quarterback next year? Let's start with Shot.
Yeah, I think it's a proper tank. You know what I mean? I think I've seen some reports that the Giants players are a little upset about him getting benched
Mm-hmm.
because he's, gives them the best opportunity to win, and they're kind of just doing this. They didn't even go to their true backup. They didn't go to Drew Lock. They
No.
went past him to somebody else. So
Yeah.
if this ain't a tank job, I don't know what is. You know what I mean? Like they definitely are trying to lose here. And so I mean, it is what it is, man. It sucks. You know what I mean? Dabo had him playing halfway decent last year. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure. I'm not sure why. I don't watch the Giants enough to kind of see what happened, but man, they have fallen off tremendously. It's kind
Yeah.
of sad to see.
Yeah, Vashta, do you have any thoughts on?
Yeah,
On this?
It's clearly a tank.
Clearly.
But also it's a business move as far as the whole Daniel Jones thing. They don't want him to get hurt because in his contract, if he gets hurt or he gets injured, he's owed, I think, his salary for next year.
I saw that.
Something
Yeah, I
like
did see
that.
that.
I didn't know that. I did not know that.
So that's why he's doing scout team on safety and scout team, which basically probably consists of him just standing there. They're having him do something. I don't know what is in the collective bargaining agreement between the NFLPA and the NFL, whether they can just you can make a guy a healthy scratch on game day, but does he have to participate in practices if he's healthy? I don't know what the guidelines are with that, but they're trying to make sure that Daniel Jones doesn't have any injuries, so they're not on the hook for any future salary.
Bro, I might roll my ankle walking up the steps or
Right.
something.
I'm gonna hurt my hammy.
Something.
That's wild. That is wild. But I think and I talked about this a few weeks ago. I named the pod "The Grass Isn't Always Greener" and I think this is the time y'all might have been out. But it was when the Panthers were really, really down, but I was trying to like convince or just kind of make my case to the chat that I know everyone's upset with the Panthers, but there's some worse organizations. There's some organizations that are in worse situations. And I think this right here is showcasing that. The Giants are in a terrible situation, paying a quarterback franchise numbers and is doing horrible. But then also this other team right here is playing is horrible. Like they're not the New York Jets, they're the New York mess. Like what they got going on, what Woody Johnson has created, and how in the weeds he is. And everyone complains. And I'm not saying Tepper has it. He's doing his thing. I get it. Like there's some things that he can work on. Yes. But this man literally in week 4 came down and was trying to make football decisions and try to bench Aaron Rodgers during the season. Like, yo, we need to bench him and go with our backcourt. Like there's things going on. I'm not even talking about Cleveland Browns. There's things going on with other organizations, but I think that we feel as though that the Panthers are in the worst situation possible. And I tried to showcase all these other organizations that are literally on fire, which is why I say, like, where there's smoke, there's fire. What are your thoughts about what's going on with the Jets? Them firing Saleh, then they come back and they fire Joe Douglas a few weeks later. Is Aaron Rodgers the culprit? And then also, do you think that they are in the worst situation in terms of a football organization? Vashti, what your thoughts?
Okay, I just wanted to clarify the whole Daniel Jones thing.
Yes.
He would be guaranteed $23 million if he's not able to pass a physical in mid-March.
So my hammy, I can't.
That's why they have benched him, and yeah, and they're going. Of course, they pass by lock, so as a tank. But as far as the Jets are concerned, I mean, it's messy. It from day one, it was messy. When Aaron Rodgers got injured on that play, it was a wrap from then.
Right.
There were reports that the owner wanted to go away from Aaron Rodgers after week 4. So who knows? I think, of course, we all know that he's the problem.
Yeah,
and you got to move on from him after this season.
Yeah. So, your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, man, it's a mess, bro. It makes you actually sit back and like, hey, man, we not so bad over here at all. You know what I mean? So like, I think that it's a mess, man. You went and traded for Adams, and he's still garbage. Like it's a mess. I don't even want to look at their cap situation. It's probably a complete travesty. Their owners is messy. It's a mess. I don't want no problems with that. Shout out to my man Matt O'Leary, who is the Jets YouTuber, man. He had a tweet just going down the litany of issues with the organization. I was like, man, God, was that me like a couple years ago? Like, but this, yeah, man, it's bad. It's bad, bro. And I feel bad for the Jets, man. It just is what it is. They're a cursed organization too.
Now y'all taking pictures with David Tepper in Germany now.
Not y'all. Wait a minute. Not y'all. That was Dave. That was Dave.
We went from don't overstep.
Come on,
having beers and toasting it up.
That is Dave, not Shad. That's Dave. That was Dave. Let's be clear on that.
And let's keep it real. Dave looked real happy in that picture too.
Did.
That's Dave, bruh.
And posted it too.
Yo, happily
Dave
posted.
And Dave.
Double Dave.
Dave squared.
And all that talk on Twitter, I heard he was cheered over there, all kind of stuff. I said, "Oh, these fans cat."
Twitter fingers, right?
I mean, look, I gotta give him credit. I mean, things are getting a little bit better. Let's see how we finish the season. I mean, but we gotta give credit where credit is due.
Yeah,
we ain't seen him like we usually see him. He ain't been outside.
They are doing better.
Yeah,
they're better.
Fair.
Yeah.
Right now.
Fair.
Right now.
I know.
That isn't a knock on Tepper because I think he wants to win. I just thought, the love fest was very interesting.
There ain't no love fest for me. That's Dave. But
Dave was happy, boy.
I certainly give credit where credit is due. Things are starting to turn around a little bit here, so he gets a little bit of leeway from me so far.
I love it, man. That's hilarious. So speaking of leeway, I don't have a
that was good, Vash. That was good though, Vash.
I came with the receipts now.
That was a good one.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on, speaking of Tepper, what are your thoughts on the Cam situation? Because a lot has gone on with that. And I know Shad, you and Dave talked about this on Tuesday on PNP. But it's I'm conflicted here because I see both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Vashti, what are your thoughts on, what Cam said about them not, bringing him in on this Germany trip, not being involved in the Legends piece, he said all these different ideas that he had of wanting to do Funky Friday at the stadium and have Luke Kuechly there and Thomas Davis and all these people to try to talk about their war stories, and he never heard back from them. What are your thoughts on that, Vashti?
I think there are layers to this. So and both can be true. Cam Newton, there are technicalities with him technically not being a retired player where he is limited with what they can do. There are actual limitations.
Yeah.
That also, so he's technically not a legend. And that's just, he is a legend, but he is not a retired player. So there are parameters surrounding that. But in the same token, his omission from around Bank of America Stadium is egregious and is disrespectful.
Crazy.
And and this is something that Sheena and I talked about before Cam we've been talking about this. I think we started talking about it last year or a year before. They used to change out the posters in the locker room with different players, impact players. And Cam was never one of those players. And I'm like, wow, even along the walls of the suites.
Yep.
No Cam photos. I think the only photo that has Cam in it that I've seen, and I'm pretty sure, is that photo from 2015 with all the team captains and they're walking out. That was kind of the head photo for that Amazon documentary. I think that's somewhere in there. But outside of that, nowhere. None of him doing a Superman. None of those shots from a player who has been the most impactful for the franchise. So I don't like it. I think it's disrespectful. I also don't want y'all to think that y'all gonna see Cam around the stadium like y'all do Luke, TD, and all those other guys. Cam might come a few times a year.
Yeah.
Would he have gone to Germany? Probably. Is he going to show up to games like that? Absolutely not. That's just not what he's going to do. But I can't think of a better ambassador for the team than him when he is able to show up.
Yes, he's everywhere right now. Like he's on ESPN.
He's also promoting his brand, so that comes with it as well.
It does. Shot, do you have any other thoughts that you might have said on Tuesday?
Yeah, I mean, I already said it. It's just like what Vashti just said. Like, I can't be the biggest Tepper hater in the world and say the things I said about Tepper and then expect the red carpet rolled out for me and PNP. Right? Like, that's not how there are things and he kept it a buck. Everything Cam has said about the organization is all facts. And I agree with what he said, especially in regards to how the organization is ran. But when you say those things, it comes with a little bit of backlash. There's for every what's the saying?
For every action is a reaction.
Exactly. So like it comes with that, and Cam is never gonna change. You know what I mean? I just think a conversation needs to be had. They need to get on the same page. And I think this can be resolved. I think it needs to be resolved. Cam is the absolute legend. What he's done for this organization can't be matched. It probably won't ever be matched. And so let's get it right. I mean, I think both sides have something to play at play here. They both got things they need to fix. So let's get it fixed and bring Cam in.
What do you think he said that was
too much?
Bro, he said a lot about Tep, bro. He said with the beard thing, he said that. He said some stuff about the organization, how it's ran. He said a lot of things on the show that other legends would never and have never said publicly on their platform.
And
that's
I think
what
that's
I'm saying.
Thing. And that's the thing about Cam, right? Cam has never, since he's been playing, he's never bit his tongue. He's gonna say he's gonna say what he wants, how he wants. That's just who he is. And I think it's too much hubris on both sides, right? Like I think it's too much pride on. So I think that both of them need to, like you said, have a conversation. And I think both of them are prideful. No one's going to come and apologize first. Like I think that's Cam's saying, like, hey, I'm just keeping it real and being honest. And you know, he'll say that he has some fault to it. But I think that's what it is with Tep. I think that he's prideful and heard those things. Of course, you know, Tep is paying attention to all of this. And he definitely said some things about it and what needs to change and how trash it is right now and what needs to fix. And
all facts, by the way.
What he's saying is true. You know, but coming from a player, coming from someone who was the face of the organization, you know, he probably took it to heart. And what he was saying is like, hey, let me come help change the culture. I'll be the chief culture officer, all those different things he was saying. And everybody was laughing about it and was like, yo, this is dope. But yeah, they not rocking with, and I don't like that. I think it should change. Like he is, if not arguably one of the greatest, if not the greatest.
I don't know.
People talk about Smitty. People put Smitty up there. People put Smitty up there. People put Luke. But to me, that like I'm talking about like on and off the field, it's Cam. It's straight up Cam.
I agree. I also don't think if anybody is going to throw away their pride, it needs to be the Panthers organization.
I agree.
They're going to have to, for multiple reasons. One, because he deserves it. Two, because there is a curse on the Panthers franchise, and that may go away into lifting that curse.
Yeah. So here's the thing too. I just want to throw a little monkey wrench in here. Do you think it has anything to do with Smitty? Because you know they've had their differences.
They got beef.
Y'all
BFFs.
No comment.
Okay.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. You could just tell, like when he was watching that video, you could tell like the facial reactions. Like
you see where I'm going with it.
I saw it.
Watch what video?
When Cam was doing the reaction video and Smitty was holding the camera with them being in Germany, like Cam's face, he immediately went to like that. Yeah, I mean, he was giving them. So you could tell it's a little.
It's something there.
Listen, I don't want to speak for Smitty. I'll never do that. But what I will say is that there's a reason why, and we all know this. This is all public. There's a reason why Smitty got sent to the Ravens, right? It was time to usher in and turn the team over to Cam, and that's what they did. And I feel like maybe, and I'm not speaking for him, I just feel like maybe Smitty was like, man, yeah, like this was my team, and then Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. For better, it worked out for
I
us.
mean,
Not
it's
saying
two
it was
strong
bad.
personalities, two
Smitty
very
got to
strong.
get over that though.
I don't know. Again, I'm not speaking for him, so
I
I don't.
understand,
Yeah,
Please,
but
these
if
are all
that's the
hypothetical.
case, and it
yeah,
seems it's very logical thinking,
plausible.
because
Yes,
because Smitty is that he wants. Listen, that's just
Yeah,
his personality.
for sure.
Period.
And that's what people
So
loved about him.
he will harbor a grudge, and that's what fueled him and made him a great player. You just don't turn that off when you stop playing.
yeah.
But don't be mad at Cam. Be mad at the other people. I mean, at the time, I hated the decision, but I see where it probably was best,
It
because
worked. I mean, it
it
worked out.
worked out. You can't have two Chiefs. Would Cam have ever come into his own in Steve Smith's shadow? Probably not.
Who knows? Who knows? We
All right,
don't
y'all.
know. These
I
all
got
have.
I got to run.
I know
I
you
got
got
to
to go,
run,
shot.
y'all. Yeah, I
Appreciate
got
you,
to
big
run.
dog.
Yeah, peace out, y'all.
All right. I think the other thing too that I think about Vashti is business. From a business standpoint, is like were people upset on the fact that he wanted to come in the stadium, make money in the stadium, and they weren't going to get any of that. So I wonder if Tep saw it as a business move too. I don't know.
Ooh,
But
you mean the Funky Friday thing?
yeah.
Him coming and make money.
Yeah, because he was going to do a Funky Friday. That's his platform.
Right.
In the stadium, talking to legends. It's going to go viral because of who Cam is. And
Right.
Cam's viewers are bigger than what the Panthers got on their videos. So you're in the stadium, you're using their stadium, you're getting all that, like, and you're going to make money off of those views. You're going to get money off of all the different things that come from that. I wonder. I'm curious to see if they're like, you're going to make money in the stadium. We're not going to get any of that. I don't know. I'm throwing out hypotheticals there. Like, was it a business move?
Also,
like,
Cam didn't need the Panthers to pull that
I
off.
agree. I completely agree with you. Wholeheartedly. He could do bad all by himself. But I wonder if I don't know. I'm just curious. Speaking of Panthers, real quick, Vashti, let me tell you, you said you had some really good questions during some of the locker room discussions. We can always recognize your voice and Sheena's voice. I'm like, oh, they're asking a question, and I don't know. It feels like it's a little culture shift happening with the Panthers right now. You asked a really good question, and that I want to harp on, and that was around Bryce. You asked him like, yo, you seem like you're having a little bit more fun right now. Are you like what your personality?
Oh, who posted that?
I think you posted it, right? I saw it somewhere.
Oh, I didn't post the answer yet.
Okay, so Panthers might have posted it then.
Yeah,
it's on their YouTube. I happen to see it.
It's on their YouTube.
I think so. I think it's on their YouTube.
Did they edit it, or you do watch the whole?
I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. Oh, they ain't edited. No. I watched the whole thing, and I heard your voice, and I was like, dang, that's a good question, because I wondered, like, you could see his personality shining. And one thing that Canales and a lot of coaches already said is like, we know that the players are comfortable in the scheme and in the play calling when their personalities start to show. And now we're starting to see that Bryce, doing, I call it the mom made pizza rolls dance and stuff that he did, like all the different things that he's doing. Like, you're seeing his personality shine from the coming back. I know they had the bye week, but the vibe in the locker room now, does it seem like the culture has shifted a little bit in terms of like confidence and people like, or is it just the same old, get back to work?
The vibe was never really down in the locker room. Yeah, it was never really like down. It was, I mean, I think the guys get tired of talking to us because when they're losing, it's kind of monotonous for us and for them. But they've had pockets. So it was bad. Then they benched Bryce, and then there was a brief spark with Andy, and then it got bad, and then now there's a spark again with Bryce coming back. So it didn't become one of those things where they were down like 4, 5, 6 weeks. That's when it really gets down.
Yeah.
So there were like that's when it's really bleak. It's not. It was never really like that. A culture shift. I think it's a bit premature to say that there's a culture shift. Because there's still a lot of question marks.
Speaking of the question marks, the whole week to week picking the quarterback situation.
I don't like it.
So I know at first I didn't like it, but I have a different perspective. Just thinking
I know what
through
you're
it.
about to say.
What I'm about to say, Vashta?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So
let me see if I'm right.
You actually gonna let me
see if I'm right. Go ahead.
All right. So here's the thing. So I think that two things. One, Bryce has had it easy a lot of his career, going to play at Modern Day and on the best team with the best players, going to Alabama on the best team with the best players. He never really had an opportunity to really work. Well, I'm saying maybe he has worked hard to get to where he is. I'm not saying that, but he did not have to earn his position as much as he does now. And I think about it from like when I was graduating college, right? So here's a little story, for real quick story. When I was graduating college, my first job was a contract job. And so like I had to make sure that I did whatever I could to do well at that job in enough time to get a full-time offer, right? And so like if it was me coming in out of college and I got that job, I'm like, oh, I got my first job, I got salary roll, this, that, and the third. It's different from, oh, this is a contract. I got to ball out. I got to do well so that when this contract is up, they get that full-time job. And so that's what worked for me. I got that full-time job. I'm like, okay, cool. I know I made it. I feel like this is his opportunity, and he's seeing the opportunity to motivate Bryce Young in a unique way, different from a lot of other teams. But if we're calling Canales this guru or this whisperer, he's seeing the change and it's like, I want you to earn this. Is this going to be the same next year? No, like this is a contract role. You get that contract and then you do well. That's my hypothesis. This is what I'm thinking, but I feel like that's what he's doing to make him earn it. And he's seeing the progression in Bryce week over week.
That's exactly what I thought you would say. And it's still BS.
I'm just look. I'm not saying I completely agree with you, Vashta. I'm just trying to make.
I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me to go through this. Oh, I don't know if you're starting. It's almost as if Canales does not believe in Bryce, and he's just waiting on the team to lose so he can put Andy Dalton back in there. And I don't even see whether they lose or not, whether it's advantageous to put Andy Dalton in there. Andy Dalton is knocking on 40. He's not your guy.
No.
You know,
he's not on contract next year.
Bryce may not be your guy, but you still got to play him because the sample size is not large enough to make that definitive decision. And Bryce may not and probably will never be one of those game-changing quarterbacks. And that's perfectly fine. He's not going to be a Lamar Jackson. He's not going to be a Cam Newton. He's not going to be a Patrick Mahomes. He could be a Brock Purdy. Listen. He could be a Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is a game manager. He's been surrounded with a lot of good weapons. And they have elevated him as a quarterback. Bryce could be like a good or better type Brock Purdy. You don't expect that from your number one overall pick. You expect game changer, but that might not be what he is. More than likely, that's not what he is. That's okay. Right. But you still have the best scenario would be for Bryce Young to work out in Carolina. That's the scenario for Carolina. Scenario
for everybody.
And the fact that this whole week to week stuff, like the benching was and should have been motivation enough for Bryce.
I agree.
This whole week to week mess, I don't think that motivates one way or the other.
Look, I'm trying to make sense of the situation. I'm not saying
sometimes you can't make sense of a dumb situation.
I'm not saying,
but needs to stop. It's like
it's annoying. It's annoying.
But it's showing I don't believe in Bryce publicly.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know what he's saying in private. I don't know what they're saying as a team. I don't know what he's saying or whether he does, but it's giving. I don't like Bryce. I don't want him as my quarterback.
I think one thing I've noticed about Canales too, and we're going to close soon, but one thing I noticed about Canales is he gave y'all a lot of answers in the beginning of the season, and now his answers are getting shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter. So I don't know if that's a thing too, but it's difference between hearing Andy gives us the best chance to win and not saying the same thing with Bryce. We're going to give him another chance. We're going to give him another chance. And so I see all of that. But for me, I'm like, there has to be, and this is just the way I think. I'm like, there has to be a method to his madness. And so if he's playing chess and we looking at it as checkers, then what is that chess move that you're looking at? Is it the strategy to say, all right, we see him motivated. I'm going to motivate him to do it this way. What I'm saying, everything I said in terms of my little like hypothesis is not saying that I agree with it. I'm just saying like, does this make sense? Because like it's got to be something,
I think everybody's trying to make sense of something that sometimes it just doesn't make sense.
I mean, like, yeah.
And I see your dad said it's a strategy for opposing teams.
The
Panthers are not that nice. Like nobody, you're not the strategy. Bryce versus Dalton is not keeping defensive coordinators up at night. Okay. I'm here to let you know. Okay. Nobody is losing sleep over Bryce Young or Andy Dalton or really the Panthers offense as a whole. They're just not there yet. So I've even thought about, and sometimes they try to outsmart themselves by waiting until the last minute. Like, oh, it's a game planning thing, and they got a game plan for 2 quarterbacks. So what? 2 quarterbacks who are mid, nobody's losing sleep over that.
All right. Vashta said it. That settles it. No, I don't know what it is. My hope is that towards the end of the season, he says something to say like, this is the reason why I did what I did. But hopefully it's something, because it is annoying. He knows the question is coming, and I don't know. He needs to say something, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. We run out of time, so we won't do our predictions today. Maybe I'll get everybody's predictions. Send me your predictions for the week, and then I'll make like a little graphic or something to put on social media. But we'll get into the predictions next week. Speaking of next week, I know it's Thanksgiving, so we may need to push it to another date. I'll talk to y'all in the chat and kind of figure out so we can get back in a groove of doing it each week. But it's been it's so good to be back. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Make sure y'all continue to like, comment, subscribe. Tell somebody to pull up on us. We go live every Thursday at 7. We did 7:15 today because I had to work late, but we're on every Thursday at 7. Make sure we're on a path to 300 subscribers. So make sure y'all tell somebody to pull up on us. It's been real. We are out of here, y'all. Peace.